Let's start our show with this. I do a herd hierarchy every week, and, Kansas City's the best team in the league. Every week, though, I look at Pittsburgh, and I'm like, out of respect for Tomlin, the Rooney family, just they're such a formidable, great business. But, great businesses like Sears and J.C. Penney, they erode over time. And the Pittsburgh Steelers didn't just lose last night. They're now forcing, on a regular basis, Big Ben to throw over 50 times. Not good. The injuries are piling up. Not good. They don't even attempt to run the football. Not good. And they struggle to put away average teams. Not good. Last night they finally lost. And there are certain things that I look at, and I just see other things. And I'll give you an example. Remember the movie Invincible, Mark Wahlberg, the bartender? It's a true story. He's a bartender, blue-collar guy, loses his wife, and he tries out for the Philadelphia Eagles. A tryout. He's just a regular dude, and he makes the team for a couple years. But when I watched the movie Invincible, it's a fun sports movie, Greg Kinnear, Mark Wahlberg, what I really see is, it's just Rocky with football. It's a tough Philadelphia guy, not making it, has a big dream, the bartender, Rocky, Sylvester Stallone, and they make it in Philadelphia. I can't watch Invincible without seeing Rocky. It's Rocky with a football. And I'm watching the Pittsburgh Steelers. And you know what they are? They're the Patriots last year. Patriots got off to this 8-0 start. We were like, wow. And all of a sudden, the games got closer, and they were asking more of Brady, and the results weren't good. Big Ben's had a passer rating last 3 games in the 80s, and they were asking more of Brady, and there was a couple of losses, and all of a sudden you look up, and here's what Pittsburgh is. Early in the year, Ben was 103 passer rating, throwing 35, 36 times a game. 7 yards a pass, 22 touchdowns, 4 picks. Weeks 11 through 13, they're the Patriots. I can't unsee it. And then all of a sudden you looked at the Patriots, and they weren't getting blown out at the end, and Pittsburgh won't get blown out. They were losing close games to Houston. They lost a close game to Kansas City. They lost a close game to Miami. And then they got one and done in the playoffs by Tennessee. They are the Patriots last year. This is exactly what New England was. We paid them so much respect because of the brand and the name and Big Ben and Brady and the coach. They're just not dynamic. Look at them. They can't run. They don't want to make Big Ben throw 45, 55 times. That's what they have to do. They're not doing what they want to do. They're doing what they have to do. I mean, just injuries piling up. Think about this. Mike Tomlin eviscerated the Steelers a week ago. Just called them out. Said the word suck. We suck. What did he do that for? To mobilize the forces so the fellas like, okay, coach is upset. Focus in. No, they were worse the following week. Because this is what they are. They're not a great football team. They're a good football team. 1 week from now, they face Buffalo. They're going to lose, and when they do, they'll no longer be the top seed. Similar last year to New England. Lost that last game to Miami, and they lost the bye. Similar, when Gronk left, New England really struggled in the pass game despite Brady. And since Le'Veon Bell has left the Steelers, do you know what they are in rushing? 31st one year, 29th the next year, and 29th the following year. They're the same team, invincible and rocky with a football. This is the Patriots last year. It's the same thing. We gave them so much credit. Then you look back at the 8-0 Patriots and you're like, what were the impressive wins? And you look back at the Steelers and they had 1 or 2, but you're like, it's a bunch of stuff over the Jags and Cowboys. And what am I supposed to be? That big win over the Bengals. Last year, Patriots had crushed the Jets and Giants. They were both awful. The Bengals this year, not good. Cowboys aren't good. And I'm sorry, but this is what they are. We paid them so much respect for the 8-0 New England start and the 11-0 Pittsburgh start. Watch the games. There's no there. So let's talk about a team the Steelers face next, Buffalo. At Buffalo, Sunday Night Football. Bills are going to win, and probably handily. Josh Allen played about as well as he has ever played in the NFL, but this is cool. Is that, we always sort of understand that a college quarterback goes to the NFL, he won't be quite as dominant. The defense is better, the coaching is better. You don't get any Troy State or Panera Breads, 2 exceptions, Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. They are way better against better players and better defenses and better coordinators. Mahomes and Josh Allen are way better pros than they were at college. And if you go back to the 2018 draft class, let's look at the success of those quarterbacks. It is literally linear. Lamar Jackson's the MVP. He inherited the best coach. Josh Allen got the next best coach, Sean McDermott, and he's now going to make the playoffs again. Baker Mayfield had bad early coaches, appears to have a good one now, and now he's finally having success. Sam Darnold started with Todd Bowles. Now it's Adam Gase. He's gotten worse as the coaching's gotten worse. And Josh Rosen had no shot. He had Steve Wilkes, who's a coordinator, not a head coach. It literally goes in line to coaching. In the NBA, LeBron, Shaq, Kobe, MJ, Magic, Bird, they can run through coaches. In baseball, Clayton Kershaw in his prime is going to win you 20 games. It doesn't matter who's filling out the lineup card. And in the NFL, once a decade, you get an Elway or an Andrew Luck, and perhaps it's Trevor Lawrence. They can transcend coaching. But for every other player, every other quarterback in this next draft class, all I care about now, because you all have talent, is where you land. It doesn't matter if it's Justin Fields at Ohio State or Trey Lance at North Dakota, Mac Jones at Alabama, Kyle Trask at Florida, Trey Lance. It doesn't matter. Zach Wilson at BYU. Trevor Lawrence is Luck and Elway. It doesn't. They'll transcend it. Where do you land? Who's your coach? I mean, Josh Allen, and from Scouts I Trust, and Lamar Jackson from Scouts I Trust, multiple GM scouts. My guys were all like, oh, both of those, it could get ugly. But they went to John Harbaugh and Sean McDermott. And Harbaugh's got Greg Roman as a coordinator. And Sean McDermott has Brian Daboll as a coordinator. I mean, you're watching Josh Allen last night. He wasn't that good against high school players. He wasn't that good against, what conference is Wyoming in? He was literally taking Robert Saleh, who you guys all think is a great coordinator. I don't know. Tore him apart. They couldn't stop him. He toyed with him. And so, for all these years, we always look at these college quarterbacks. They come to the NFL, their arm and their size. Go look at Josh Allen's last 3 years in the NFL. For our radio audience, I apologize. I'm not going to break this down. Completion percentage, passer rating, passing touchdowns, passing yards per game. Look at those 30% leaps every year. He didn't get better. His coaching is better. Justin Fields could be a bust. Bad head coach. I mean, literally, Baker Mayfield looked like a bust. Gets a coach, you're like, oh, you go win a playoff game with him. Darnold looked dynamic early. Gase, it's gotten worse. Can you get a fourth-round pick for Sam Darnold today? So, wow. I mean, that was kind of like, that was Mahomes-like last night. Arm angles, deep ball, rolling out. That is Mahomes, Josh Allen are significantly better. And what has Patrick Mahomes gotten? Oh, Andy Reid. Oh, what a shock. Good GM, Andy Reid. Nice offensive line, good ownership, top GM. That was quite a performance last night, though. That was like jaw-dropping performance. Good for Buffalo, good for Josh Allen. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.